Hey everyone, 40 the Broadway Saiyan here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and I'm bringing you guys another video on Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. In today's video, we're going to be covering the Diablos Ultimate Trials event, which is going to be going live soon on the global version of Opera Omnia, as stated in the announcements in-game when you actually log in the game. With the release of this Ultimate Trials, Diablos will be gaining 10 additional levels. He's going to be gaining a summon board that you could farm up for all of your characters, and you know what summon boards means. More gems, more tickets, and more armor tokens that you could save up for those characters and also for those banners that you want to specifically pull for. Now, we're also going to be getting some unique passives from Diablos, and we are going to be covering which passives I feel you should be giving to your characters. Now, with the release of this Ultimate Trials, we are going to be seeing two banners. One banner is going to be featuring a rerun of a bunch of weapons, which is going to be for Vaughn. It's also going to be for Kuja and also Sabin. And then the other banner is going to be the highlight of this Ultimate Trials. It's going to be featuring the return of Aerith's EX weapon and its realization, and also the debut of Wakka's EX weapon and its realization. And not to mention, Wakka will be getting a rework with this Ultimate Trials, and we're going to be covering that as well. I'm also going to be covering the Chaos difficulty boss fight and how to tackle it and what you should be doing, so that way you wouldn't have too much difficulty going through that particular difficult stage. Now, before we start off with the video, I do always want to give a big shout out to Rem and Dissidia DB, because all of the information found on this video is going to be coming from the Dissidia DB. Also, a huge shout out to the Tonberry Troop for the lovely infographics that they provide to give us all the necessary information that we need to prepare for these upcoming events, Lost Chapters, and Ultimate Trials. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into Diablos Ultimate Trials, coming soon to Global Opera Omnia. Diablos gains an upgrade from this Ultimate Trials with 10 additional levels and a much better version of his blessing to the party. Originally, Diablos' blessing boosted elemental weakness attacks by 30% if your HP is below 50%. The effect itself was nice, but the condition to activate this was not the most ideal, as you rarely want to have your HP that low in combat. Upon attaining his 10 additional levels, Diablos' blessing now raises initial Brave by 30% and permanently boosts elemental weakness attacks by 30% when your HP drops below 80% for the first time. This is considerably much better with the new condition to activate this effect, making elemental enchant and imperil structured parties more powerful with Diablos as their chosen summon. For his summon board, Diablos offers the following statistical upgrades to a character: plus 600 HP, plus 150 initial Brave, plus 268 max Brave, plus 48 attack, and plus 48 defense. His 7 unique passives are the following. Number 1, Dark Resist Up, lowering dark damage taken by 10%. Number 2, Dark Resist All, lowering dark damage taken by 3% for the entire party. Number 3, Dark Power Up, increasing dark brave damage dealt by 10%. Number 4, Diablos Attack Up, permanently increasing attack by 5% when HP drops below 60% for the first time. Number 5, Diablos Boost Guard Up, permanently increasing max Brave by 2% and defense by 10% when HP drops below 60% for the first time. Number 6, Diablos Receive Brave Heal Up, increasing Brave gain by 5%. And number 7, Diablos Protect Up, lowering HP damage taken by 5% when Brave is less than 50% of max Brave. Recommended Diablos passives for characters not wielding the Dark Element are passives 4, 6, and 7. Characters wielding the Dark Element ideally should go passives 3, 4, and 7. As far as farming the summon board points, General Leo, Aranea, Quistis, Setzer, and any other unit possessing a delay mechanic are excellent choices to use. As far as the limited time super synergy, either Vaughn, Wakka, or Kuja can be used to take advantage of the summon points increase and as well for faster farming. Upon the release of this Ultimate Trials, Waka receives a much-needed rework, allowing him to be usable and more effective in the Chaos difficulty stages. Waka's Skill 1 Dark Attack now gets 5 additional uses: increase Brave hits to 4, 60% Brave damage potency increase, 120% Brave overflow, extended base duration for his Blind debuff by 1 turn, and an added single target HP attack after the Brave hits. While he is buffed, and after using Dark Attack, Waka's Brave Attack changes into Brave Attack Plus, which now increases the party's Brave based on 50% of attack before the Brave hits, delivers a 2-hit non-elemental range single target Brave attack with a 50% increased Brave damage potency. Waka's Skill 2 Great Daring now has 1 additional usage, allows the Brave heal based on 20% of attack to apply to the entire party, allows for a 150% Brave heal overflow, extends the base duration of granted buffs by 2 actions, and adds a single target HP attack after the Brave heal and buffs granted. Waka's rework has definitely enhanced the character's overall damage, longevity, clutch, and offensive support capabilities for the party. Recommended artifact passives for Waka are Attack plus 108 and Max Brave plus 330. Debuff Attack Up can be a good secondary option since it does increase his attack by 5% when the enemy target is debuffed. There will be 2 banners released with the Diablos Ultimate Trials. The first one will feature a rerun of Kuja, Sabin, and Vaughn's 15 and 35 CP weapons, and as well as a rerun of Kuja and Sabin's EX weapons. Both Kuja and Sabin's EX weapons have already received their realizations prior to this event. Both characters are decent options for magic Brave damage, but are not particularly outstanding at this point compared to some of the other characters you may already have built. I will say that Sabin does have the Wind and Holy Imperil debuffs, which makes him a solid option to exploit elemental weaknesses. The second banner featured on this event contains a rerun of Waka, Aerith, and Deuce's 15 and 35 CP weapons, a rerun of Aerith's EX weapon, and the debut of Waka's EX weapon. Both Waka and Aerith will be receiving their EX realizations with this event. To find out if this banner is worth your gems and tickets, let's take a look at what they bring to the table. Prior to its realization, Waka's EX weapon equips him with the EX ability called Attack Reels. This EX ability has a slightly fast recast speed and delivers a 3-hit, non-elemental range, single target Brave plus single target HP attack executed 4 times with a total Brave damage potency of 330%. It grants Waka a unique buff called Captain's Orders for 6 turns, increasing the party's initial Brave and max Brave by 30%, attack by 20%, and restores the party's Brave by 40% of initial Brave. Upon its realization, this EX weapon grants Waka the following upgrades. 0 out of 3 upgrades attack reels with a 90% Brave damage potency increase and a 120% Brave overflow. 1 out of 3 permanently increases his attack by 40% and max Brave by 60%. 2 out of 3 allows Waka to immediately use his EX ability Attack Reels and also allows him to start the quest with a 120% attack up, 100% defense up, 70% speed up, and 100% max Brave up for 8 turns. Finally, 3 out of 3 further upgrades attack reels, allowing Brave hits to become AoE, increasing the Brave damage potency by 120%, deals split HP damage amongst multiple targets, and has a 60% chance to grant Waka's allies a unique buff called Attack Reels for 6 turns, which raises their attack by 40% and Brave Overflow by 20%. When Captain's Orders is active, Waka's HP attack changes to a HP attack plus, which is a 2-hit, non-elemental range, single target Brave plus single target HP attack with a 160% Brave damage potency, 120% Brave overflow, and increases the party's Brave by 20% of the HP damage dealt. The D-type sphere unlocked from this EX weapon is called Buff Attack Boost All 5, which allows the equipped character to increase the party's attack and max Brave by 5% when 5 or more buffs are active. The next realization we will take a look at is for Aerith's returning EX weapon. Upon its realization, Aerith's EX weapon offers her the following upgrades. 0 out of 3 upgrades her Fury brand, granting the party a 120% Brave heal overflow, triggers a single target HP attack after usage, and recovers the party's HP by 50% of the HP damage dealt up to 20% of max HP. 1 out of 3 permanently increases Aerith's max Brave by 80% and attack by 60%. 2 out of 3 upgrades her unique buff Ancient Lineage with an additional 3-turn duration and an added 20% Brave Heal overflow to the party. It also allows Aerith to start the quest with Cetra's Favor and 70% attack up for 9 turns and Ancient Lineage for 6 turns. Finally, 3 out of 3 further upgrades Fury Brand with a 20% increased recast speed, 30% Brave Heal overflow increase, and now deals a 3-hit non-elemental magic single target Brave plus single target HP attack with a 240% Brave damage potency and a 150% Brave overflow. While Ancient Lineage is active, Aerith's Brave attack changes into Brave attack plus plus plus, which now deals 4 Brave hits and has a 60% Brave damage potency increase. Her HP attack also changes into HP attack plus plus plus, now dealing 3 Brave hits, a 90% Brave damage potency increase, and a 120% Brave overflow. The A-type sphere unlocked from this EX weapon is called HP Magic Attack Up, which allows the equipped user to increase the magic attack by 15% when their HP is 80% or greater. Alrighty guys, so now that we've seen what both Wakka and Aerith's EX realizations do, and also what Wakka gets with his rework, should you guys be investing your hard-earned gems and tickets? Well, this is how I'm going to do it. Let's go ahead and actually go into the DB, and we're going to take a look at Wakka's rework and also the realization. So his rework definitely gave him a lot more longevity, 5 additional uses on Dark Attack, and also 1 additional usage on Great Daring, and to top it off, you get that added HP attack, so it makes his abilities a lot more turn efficient because he's, dealing damage, and he's also doing HP damage. I do like how he now has overflow, he has more Brave hits on Dark Attack, and he also has that extension to the blind, and he also has another option with that Brave Attack Plus, which allows him to also, increase the party's Brave, essentially battery the party. So Dark Attack is got a really good rework, and then Great Daring itself, he now gives battery to the party, so that's value right there because he's not just selfishly battering himself, but he's now giving it to the party. He also is going to be gaining, Brave Heal overflow up to 150%. So that's actually pretty good because that way he's able to, take his next turn and dump as much HP damage as possible. And then he can also now extend his buffs, and also to top it off, he has that HP attack right after usage. So it makes him much more consistent. Now, as far as this EX weapon goes, let's go ahead and take a look at it right here. So, at base, it's, pretty standard. He does a 3-hit range Brave attack. And then the cool thing about it is that he increases his, his allies Brave, which is nice. And then he also has that Captain's Order, which is a very powerful buff. And I do like how this EX ability, has a slightly fast recast speed, after you fully max limit break it. So you can actually see yourself using this EX ability quite often, especially if you take off some speed passives, because if you guys don't know, the speed, your character speed actually affects the recharge rate of your EX. So if you take off the speed passives, it goes by how many turns are taken, including the enemy's turn, so you'll actually see his EX ability come up more often if you set it up that way. Now, when we go to its realization, you're going to see right there that he gets an added potency, he gets overflow, he also gets more offense, he gets his max Brave and attack increase by 60% and 40% respectively. And I do love how he starts off with like these enormous percentage buffs, for 8 turns. I mean, 120% attack, 100% defense up. I mean, those are, super high numbers. And not only that, but he could, at 2 out of 3, he could now use his EX ability right off the bat at the start of the quest. And then afterwards, the attack reels buff that he gives to his allies. Now, I know it's at a 60% chance, which I kind of wish it was just guaranteed, but I know, I see what they're doing here. It's a slot machine. It's a chance that you're going to hit the jackpot, and the jackpot is that, 60% chance to give attack reels to your party, which I love how it increases the party's attack, or his allies' attack by 40%, and also increases their Brave overflow. So he allows you to push offense. So you could see Wakka as he's like an offensive support. He doesn't necessarily heal your HP or anything like that or keep you alive, but what he's able to do is keep your Brave up with his batteries, and he's also able to allow your party to push the damage. So overall, he is a solid character. Now, do I think this character, should you be sinking in your gems and tickets? If you're going to go with tickets, I think that's perfectly fine, especially this is coming out with a summon board. So he's solid. He's a great character to use. He's not necessarily meta or game breaking, but he's a solid character to have if you're looking for somebody that can help you push offense. offense. So overall, solid character if you're going to be going for Waka. Now, as far as Aerith goes, you guys already know how I feel about support characters. Support characters essentially make or break your party. So if you're going into a tough chaos stage and you're going out all offense and you find yourself stuck, swap in a support, and I'm telling you right now, it makes a huge difference. And Aerith is no exception. I mean, when this character first came out, even when she got her rework, one of her biggest issues was turn efficiency. So similar to Porum and similar to Yuna, she was stuck wasting turns. But the bad part about Aerith is that her EX, before its realization, did not deal HP damage. Now it actually does that, and Fury Brand, believe it or not, also has a fast recharge rate. So you're gonna see yourself using this ability a lot, and not to mention, when she did get her rework, both her skill 1 and skill 2 were given a high turn rate, so you can actually use one of her skills, and there's a chance that she's gonna be able to take her turn again, which also helps in helping her to deal damage and things like that. So she heals your party. She also gives you Brave Heal Overflow, which is great. She also increases the party's overflow limit, so she allows your party to be able to exceed their max Brave amount even further and allows them to deal more HP damage. And then I do like that she starts off with that Citrus favor and also 70% attack up, which is actually pretty good, because what that does is her HP attack plus command is actually a very viable and solid HP attack command. So you know how most characters, some of their issues are if they have a really good EX, but it has a slow recharge rate. Like, for example, our last character, Caius, has that issue where he's kind of stuck using his HP attack command because otherwise he's going to run out of steam. Well, Aerith is not that case because her HP attack is actually really strong, especially with all the attack buffs that she gets. And not only that, but her EX ability charges at a reasonably fast rate. So even if you find yourself using this command a lot, this HP attack plus, it's actually pretty reliable. So then you're not necessarily having to waste turns since both of her abilities don't have some sort of an HP attack dump option. So Aerith is also another very solid option, another great character that you could potentially use tickets on. Now, should you be going all out with gems? I'm gonna say no, because if you look at the timing of when this banner is released, we're getting closer and closer to that portion of the game where we're gonna be seeing some crazy characters coming out, such as Arciela, Keese. We're gonna be seeing some insane reworks for characters such as Garnet and Aphmau, and then afterwards we're going to be right into the Eldian Burst era. So I wouldn't necessarily sink too many gems into this banner unless these two characters are your favorites, but they are very strong, solid characters that you can potentially pick up with some tickets. So that's going to be my overall thoughts on this banner, and now we're going to go ahead and move on to the Chaos difficulty boss fight against Diabolos. Our last topic for this event will be the Chaos difficulty boss fight against Diabolos. At the Chaos difficulty, Diabolos will be weak to the Wind and Holy elements, absorbs the Dark element, resistant to melee Brave attacks, and immune to the following debuffs, which are Attack down, Speed down, Max Brave down, Initial Brave down, and Force. His recast ability is called Dark Messenger, which inflicts an AoE Dark Magic Brave plus AoE HP attack on your party and allows Diabolos to inflict increased HP damage for a certain number of turns. Some of his other noteworthy abilities to look out for are Flood of Darkness, which recovers his break status and deals a Dark Magic Brave plus HP attack, Shadow Nail, which delays a party member by 1 turn, and Gravija, which sets all party members Brave to 1, increases his Brave, inflicts action penalty up, and has a high turn rate. When I first tackled this on JP, I took Lulu, General Leo, and Vayne. Lulu was there specifically to grant Fire Enchant and Fire Imperil, allowing my General Leo and Vayne to deal maximum damage and continuously delaying his turns. This is probably one of the more ideal strategies for this Chaos fight, since Diabolos will be a single target boss fight. Because Global has Aranea at its disposal, she is an excellent choice for this fight as well. You can also opt to choose to bring other delay characters. However, keep in mind that if you bring Lael, his Force debuff cannot be inflicted on Diabolos, which makes his Chase specialty hindered in this fight. If you lack any sort of delay, you can opt to take a strong tank such as Zac or Galuf with an Enchant Imperil specialist alongside another damage dealer. While Diabolos can increase his HP damage dealt, you can always mitigate that with characters such as Porum, Hope, Kamari, or Bosch with their abilities that can lower HP damage taken. All in all, this Chaos fight shouldn't be too difficult since it is a single target boss fight, which makes Diabolos very prone to delay strategies. This concludes my video for the upcoming Diablos Ultimate Trial for Global Opera Omnia. Thank you again for watching, and as well as all the support you guys have shown for this channel. This is 40 the Broadway Saiyan. Stay tuned for my next video, and mahal everyone.